Good morning, 5 a.m. Loading all the gear up. Fishing with Mr. Jay Withers this morning out of Punta Gorda. And we're going tarpon fishing. So, beautiful morning, no wind. This is our fancy, you can't even see it, she's all blacked out. Fancy little Wagoneer for our rental. We needed it for all the camera gear. Here comes the fancy. What do you got there, little buddy?
We're gonna do some underwater footage. Maybe get bit by a shark.
Oh, sharks and tarpons and stuff.
And that's why you get 10 fingers, right? It's okay to lose one or two if you get the shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brett and Dan Amundsen. Fish hunt forever. Let's go catch some tarpon, boys.
Let's go.
Yeah. We just pulled into the marina. Kind of really cool little fishing community. And the boat is down waiting for us. We're on load, get in with Jay and go. So this is the marina. Coming down all the way down through. Bathrooms are over here. All the bank tanks. It's just pretty cool. All the fishing.
No, but we got center locker. We can probably put it in too. Ready to roll? I think we're ready. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
It's time. Not bad, 5:46 departure.
Oh, we're a minute off from what you did. I'm sorry.
Throwing all that gear, I'll take that. Cold winter, hot summer. Spring and fall are our favorite. Yeah, we get, like this year when I saw 41 in my house, of course. So we'll have somebody ideally up on that chair, and we'll be casting like at 1 o'clock, and then we'll have somebody on this cooler casting right off the side, and then all you only have to cast like 25 feet, and then you just hold your rod straight out, and you're gonna feel a little tick, and then when it gets heavy, and I mean really heavy, you're gonna start reeling. We're just using surf hooks, and then you're gonna gingerly make your way up to that chair. We're gonna put this little cushion on the butt of the rod to save your, and then and then you're gonna lift and reel that. Have you ever caught tarpon before?
No.
Fantastic. I love me some rookies.
Yeah, why don't you start for us? All right, sounds good. Yeah, maybe I'll fish and paddle fish maybe. Yeah. First or something.
Okay. All right, go ahead and slide it forward. Just drop him in this little condo until we make another drift, and then you pull him out, make another cast, that kind of program. Again, when you hook a fish, somebody or I will put that on the butt of the rod, you get up in that chair, crank, line, lift.
We won't rip on you at all for using the cushion either.
Exactly. No, I have pink ones.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you're comfortable, you can sit up there. Yeah. Yeah. It's the most expensive bar stool you'll ever see, bud. Yeah.
The throne.
Yes. Let's go.
Oh, there it is. Like, there ain't nothing in there, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a slow learner. How long you been doing this?
22 years. Right here.
All out of Punta Gorda.
Yeah. Yeah, I decided to move here in 2001 to be a fishing guide. And been doing it here ever since.
Very cool.
Right there, you got it.
I swear that's what I did.
Okay, I believe it. You're a crab over there, and you pick a crab over here, or... You may have to zip it out and then reel to it a little bit. So you reel the leader right in, and then you can cast. I mean, literally, the length, a little bit longer than the length of this boat is all you need.
How deep are we here?
Well, where we're going to be fishing is probably 60, 65 feet.
Okay. But their tarpon are usually up towards the surface?
Yeah, so we want that crab to kind of skirt across the top of them.
Okay.
Because they got giant eyeballs and they're always looking up. They're using the basically what little light there is a silhouette. They see that little Krabby Patty going by, they'll eat it's like a Skittle. They'll eat 1,000,000 of those things.
I like Skittles. You like Skittles, Brett?
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow. Eat it, Tina. So is this like a shoal that they're on, or what? Why is?
So the deepest natural pass on the west coast of Florida, and all the fish. These are part of the migratory groups of tarpon that come up from the south, and they just come in here and they're here to feed and to like do a little courtship before they go offshore to spawn.
All right.
So you get a lot of males and giant females.
That's what we want. A
Big
fish.
females?
Yeah, just a fish.
Oh,
We
okay.
like a tug on the line.
Okay.
If nothing else, we'll have a good time
That's
regardless.
right. We'll have some fun. Signed up for this, so just plan on having some work done.
Let's go.
What size line do you use here,
A
Jay?
65-pound Power Pro, and then I use 60 to 80 pound. This is AFCO Gamakatsu or AFCO Psycho fluorocarbon, and then Gamakatsu circle hooks
Okay. With a crab.
with a crab.
Live crab.
Yeah, and a lot of times the crab is about the size of $50, not the full size you eat. You'll see somebody out here probably today using a full sizer. They've been sold.
Huh.
Because they think, well, we gotta have crabs. Well, they just go buy whatever they can get, and they're too big.
Right. Smaller the better, Brett. Smaller the better. You should be good. That should get it done. I don't know if it's big enough for what I'm about to catch. Oh, we found some boats. Must be where the tarpon are. Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd, right? Can you imagine what this would look like during tournament days? Beer on the first fish, boys? Well, camera guy, I mean, you get
fair.
Hey, well, you mean you're on the boat, buddy? You know, most guys don't even catch up on that. We always get a free beer out of the camera guy, usually. Guys over there are hooked up, and it looks like everybody's kind of heading that direction. So I think what it looks like is once you find the school of fish, everybody gets up on top of the school of fish. Could be wrong. We'll have Jay later. Jay, when you say a school of fish, how many fish? What would you consider a good school of tarpon?
1,000.
Well, really? Oh, I was thinking like 3.
And a big group of them is not quite here yet. They'll come in with the incoming tide. We got a lot of fish with us right now. We're getting ready to stop and make some casts. But yeah, there's an absolute pile of fish have rolled in the last really week. Partially because of this new moon. Oh boy, we got a pile of them right now.
So that's what you're doing right now, is just driving around looking for them?
What's that?
You're just driving around looking to see what's down there?
Yeah, I'm looking for, I don't want to just pick apart tiny little groups, I want meat.
Seems like that's kind of what everybody's doing?
Yeah.
That's the program?
Oh, I hear somebody.
All right.
Yeah.
You're going to make a cast now, you know, a little bit longer than the length of this boat.
So, and then am I slowly bringing it back?
What's that?
Do I just let it sit out there?
Yeah. Let the crab do all the work. There you go.
You want me to fight them from up here then, or do
Oh,
I
yeah.
stay up here? How strong they are. Boy, you don't know until you actually fight them. Oh, yeah. Staying down a lot.
He's trying to stay with the pool. And when he comes up out of the water, I want you to drop your rod tip to him.
Oh, look at that.
When that happens again, you got to drop
The
your
rod
rod
tip
tip
down.
down.
All right.
Alright, I'm just fixing to come up and that push it on. Now he knows he's hooked.
Yes! I've wanted to do this for a long time. Oh, he broke off.
Hey, Kelly, keep his shoes dry today.
Oh, that's Kelly and Jesse. That's who we're with on.
Yeah, you Goliath Grouper fishing with them Saturday, maybe?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're a great couple.
That's what we're fishing with in a couple of days.
Yep. How cool is that? Sun's coming out, the fight fish. Tarpon fish at Punta Gorda. God, it's a beautiful. Just so we're clear, that right there is the outside corner, Jay says. Oh yeah, outside corner. Oh, okay.
But in that case, your fish just ran into a bunch of his friends. And that line can only take so much abuse. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Straight pinballing through them.
Saying, Jay?
This is all tarpon here below us. So we're in 35 feet of water. They're all the way up to almost 15 feet. And then side imaging, looking at 150 feet both sides of the boat. They're both. And this is more coming. See this? This is straight up underneath us.
Yeah.
But as I go by, I can see 150 feet that way. Make sure that where I'm going to drift, it's going to be through the biggest group of the fish.
Sure.
You know, not only on the fishing guides and the fishery, but also for, you know, restaurants and hotels and Airbnbs, and it's everything on compass. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say that for sure, but back in, you know, probably 2013, I was part of a tagging program. We did satellite tags on them, and we tagged a fish, like I think it was like the 13th of May, and by the end of June, it was already up at Homosassa, which is like 3 hours away, north. So, and somebody caught it then. So, it's interesting to see that kind of migration happen, and quick. They'll get right on it.
It's amazing how fast and how far they can move.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think people understand the migration. It's the time of year that they're here.
Yeah. Well, we're in kind of a blessed situation with different parts of the harbor being a tarpon fishery, where because we have an aquatic preserve, there's in all these islands there's no houses, no buildings, so it's all mangrove, backcountry, creeks, and that's where the juveniles grow up. And then we have our resident fish that live up in the rivers in the wintertime, and then they come out into the harbor in the spring, and then we have this group of fish that comes up from the south, part of that migratory group. So our resident fish and this group meet together, have some fun together, eat a lot of food, and then they separate after they spawn. Our residents go back up into the harbor, and that typically happens late summer. And then in the July, August, September time frame, we also get our juvenile tarpon fishery is unbelievable, where we'll catch 10 to 20 pounders, but on fly and artificial, and 1.5 feet water. It's nuts. It's nuts. So after our big trade show in July, I get a lot of people that want to do that kind of stuff. But I fish out of a different boat then. I have a Maverick. It's a HPXS that is built for super shallow and quiet, and when the water's really hot, which sometimes we get water at 92 degrees, the fish, tarpon, can get air, oxygen out of the air. So dissolved oxygen in the water when it's 92 degrees is not very good. So they show themselves a lot. And if you could place a bait where that fish rolls, you got a really good chance to get a bite. It's a cool fishery.
So it's kind of ground zero in a sense.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, there's arguments where, you know, the Keys is the place to be. There's, you know, Boca Grande is probably world renowned for it. and of course the fishery in Charlotte Harbor. But I mean, they catch them all over the coast, both sides. So you'll see fish here, probably one of the longest windows of catching them. You know, really from February. I mean, you could technically, if you wanted to try and make it happen year round, you probably could. But February up in the harbor is kind of the starting point, and then we'll fish them all the way through Thanksgiving. But when it gets cold in Florida, nobody's thinking about tarpon fishing. Everybody's thinking about snow gear.
When you talk about resident fish and the migrant fish, or fish that are migrating and moving in, is there a way to tell the difference other than with the tagging?
Yeah, so most of the migratory fish are a little lighter color.
Yeah, Congo down.
Oh, we have condo. Oh boy, oh jeez, oh my god, what a shit show. Just this water down here?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's my last question, then we can focus back on doing what we're doing.
So the color difference, a lot of the fish that come from the Gulf are a little lighter color, more like a green, I guess. Our resident fish tend to have a little bit of a black back, or just a darker shade. And in the summer, those fish, because they spend a lot of time up in the harbor, and water turns the fish, I'm not saying gold, but it's a totally different look. Pretty wild looking too. I mean, the special
Starting to sound like a
colors on
walleye fisherman there for a second.
What's that?
Starting to sound like a walleye fisherman there for a second.
Yeah. You got some gold walleye, do you?
Oh, yeah.
I've caught a few of those in my day.
So you hook them in the corner.
Yeah, because they swim. Everybody thinks they swim that way, but they swim side to side. And so you hook them in the corner, just like 1/8 of an inch inside that corner, and you just barely push it through so it doesn't break the end of the shell. And like that. So these are his swimmers. That little flat one right there, and that little flat one. And he can kick along pretty good, but as we're drifting, we want him to be drifting and swimming sideways. So, gets him tight and right.
What do you think? Tight and right?
Tight and right.
Tight and right.
Just the way I like it.
Dan, why are you not catching them?
Why are you not catching them?
Oh my lord. Come on, man. They're everywhere.
Yes, they are.
Dan, come on.
Come on.
All right, you can bring it in. Let's get ahead of him again. All those fish. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I've been marking them. We can't either. It's yeah. I mean,
Well, Jay, I really appreciate the time today. It was a lot of fun. I know fishing was a little tough today.
It was. It happens. I mean, it's fishing,
It's
right?
fishing, right?
And we're going after giants.
Now, you know, I'm a believer in going for quality, not always quantity.
Right.
You get the chance to hook into one of those fish. It's not always about putting them in the boat. Obviously, we're not putting them in the boat, but just the chance to fight one. And we all got to feel one a little bit today. Dan's was maybe a shorter time than the rest of us, but that happens.
That's right.
So how do people reach you?
Yeah, so I'm all over social media. Captain Jay Withers, Silver Lining Charters, name of my charter service.
Silver Line Charters?
Silver Lining Charters, and I mean, from Facebook to Instagram, YouTube channels, all kinds of stuff. But CaptainJ.com is probably the easiest way to get a hold of the website. That's it.
There you go. Tarpon, if you haven't done it, get down here to Punta Gorda.
Yeah.
That's how you say it?
Absolutely.
We've been saying Punta Gorda. Punta Gorda, come down here, fish with Jay.
Yeah,
You won't
man.
regret it.
Love it. Good times. All right, bud.
What do you think, little buddy?
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. It's not a bad life down here.
No,
You
it's
see
not.
this? Instead of 30 below zero and blizzards in January.
So I believe now it's about beer 30. A little bit of whiskey, sit at the pool.
Some special whiskey.
Oh, special whiskey. I'm in.
Yeah, I can drink about 30 of them.
When I count, she ain't making up for fun.